It's not a project collab that you can see tomorrow morning. It's a thing that you invest in and you see the change in 5 years, in 10 years, in maybe ripples of a small project or big project. But it's a big chance, and you need a lot of courage to invest on this field of building leadership and give them the tools and knowledge how to cooperate between different leaders, between different tribes of Israel society.
It's working, I think, because I think that one of the things that happens in Collab is that you get to understand that no matter what group in society you belong to, we all have a shared vision of a conversation. Clearly, people that come here are those that have already that approach of conversation among different groups in Israeli society. But I think that we show that it works, and then we go back to our own communities and we say, look, I spoke with a person who is from this community, I speak with people from that community. This is possible to have a conversation.
I think it's in Collab we have an amazing opportunity to meet another community in Israeli society, like Russian community, Haredim, Orthodox and Arab community, and to sit together and to hear about their story.
I think to make a change, we need to work on ideas with people with different point of view. Only this rich environment can make the change that Israel really need. And this is what Collab make. It's make a rich environment for us to make our ideas real. So I believe this will make the change in Israeli society. I think the key is empathy. And for empathy, you need to meet the people. And I think that something that I learn here something I gain here is this empathy to other pain of people that is not from my sector. And I think this is the great achievement of Collab.
ושם אני כן מצאתי משהו דומה עם הקבוצה של הדתיים. אז אני חושבת זה עוד חשף בפניי אולם. זה כן, זה לא מחסום שזה מרתיע אותי, שאני כן איזום שיחה. הכיסוי ראש של הדתיות זה לא מרתיע אותי, והכיפה הסרוגה היא לא מחסום גם. אז זה כאילו בקולב שזה התחזק אצלי חזק מאוד.
Of course, I think this is one of the main things that we can take from the collab. The opportunity to be in touch with everybody and to promote together new programs and new initiatives in our workplace.
The most powerful impact is the cohesion between the different participants, getting to know each other and working together. That's, I think, something which is rare in the Israeli society. We usually work with people that we know. So we are getting to know other people from different aspects or different groups, and we are collaborating with them.
Collab is building a basic network among people with ability to make a change, but usually at their field. And Collab is taking the good from everyone and telling us, hey, look, you have another person that you can collaborate with and invent something you haven't even thought about. What usually happens at Collab, you see the people. Well, when I'm sitting in the group, I see the people around me, the fellows, and the ideas of what to do with them just come up as I hear them talk about their social agenda and personal life story.
Collab הפכה להיות עוד שותף לשחקנים נוספים שיש בחברה הישראלית, שבעצם מנסים לייצר פה מציאות שמשנה את כללי המשחק ביחד עם כל השותפים, יהודים, ערבים, חילונים, דתיים, שמאל, ימין, מתוך איזה רצון לעשות פה משהו שיותר מדייק את הטוב המשותף.
For me, the collab is something that we must do to create a shared space for all the different tribes living in Israel. Otherwise, that's not going to be easy. And I think our aim, all of our aims should be one aim, is to create this shared space based on the collab model in order to create a situation where we can live together and find our place together in this piece of land.
Collab should be an example of the possibilities in Israel. I mean, we are living in a thorn society, in very tense society. And when we sit together and meeting each other face to face, looking in each other's eyes, we can see that we can live together. And this is very important because usually by the representations of the media, sometimes you feel it's so far away and the desperation is all over. But when you meet people, eventually people are people.
We couldn't do that without Collab. I couldn't do that without the partners that I made there. I couldn't do that without the money that was invested there and the time to think, to get out of all the things that a CEO needs to do every day and just to think, what are the problems I see in Israel? How do we think we can solve it? And what do I want to do? What is the small dream that we haven't been focused on?
שמבין שהחברה הישראלית היא מורכבת ויש בה הרבה גוונים. אני חלק מהגוונים האלה, שגם אותי רואים. ואני חושב שהחיבורים שנוצרים פה בקולאב, וזאת אחת הסיבות שאני פה, הם מועילים מאוד לחברה הישראלית, יוצרת חוסן.
To widen me and my heart and my thinking about the people, about the things, about the issues. And I learned a lot about myself and about the issues and about other people through Collab.
I think that we are the proof, and I'm talking about Collab 2.1, that actually continue to meet and to collaborate and looking for new ways to do things together.
What's happening here is a project we do with in the Collab 2, me and Yotam, Zchut, and Michelle from the ICC. We bring together people from all over the country with disability.
So Michelle and I met at Collab. We both hit on this idea of trying to do something with young people with intellectual disability, and it's a real synergy. Like we brought a lot of the ideas. Michelle brought a lot of the practicalities of how we can do that together, and today we see it happening, which is amazing. It's a year of work together on this.
בוא נגיד, כשעוברים תהליך ויש נכונות, גם דברים שאתה לא מאמין, קורה משהו למכל הזה האישי שהוא יכול גם לקחת את הגבולות מעבר למה שחשבת קודם, מבלי, אני רוצה גם להדגיש, מבלי גם להוריד מהתפיסות העולם שלך והאמונות שלך והערכים שלך, שהיא נקודה חשובה.
The great thing is that we have here together people from all the societies of the state of Israel, and that's the most important thing. The second thing is, I think that really we are building here building a new state here. Together with all the people from all sectors.
I think that as people who care about the future of Israel, the Jewish Federation of New York is investing in a very smart and strategic program. The fact that people will share some kind of planned future for the state of Israel will actually enable us to be a more cohesive society in the decades to come.
As I see it, the main things in Collab, the main benefit is the human capital. Bringing together a great team that bridge between different tribes and connect in a very meaningful way between people that probably would not meet and collaborate. It is a great challenge, and I think it is a meaningful and very important thing to do. And I think this is the story of Collab.
אני חושב שדברים כאלה קורים רק בקולאב, שמביאים את האנשים מהחברה בישראל, מגוון הדעות, מגוון האנשים, החברות, ואנחנו לא מסכימים על הרבה דברים, וזה בסדר גמור, אנחנו לא צריכים להסכים. אנחנו צריכים רק לכבד אחד את השני, ולהכיר בכאב, בנרטיבים, בשונות, בדעות של האחרים, וזה מה שיופי בקולאב.
In the Collab community, the future leaders, I see people in the Knesset,
I see people in very major government offices taking big decisions. I'm seeing taking step up in the NGO community. And the connection between them make them think about not only their very personal community, but also the other minority which they didn't know before collab, or other point of views they didn't think about.
קולאב בשבילי היה ארגז כלים שילווה אותי לכל החיים שלי. אני בקולאב עברתי שינוי מחשבתי, תודעתי. באמצעות הקולאב אני למדתי על ארץ ישראל ועל מדינת ישראל דברים שלא ידעתי על קיומם.
I think the contribution of the UJA is very important here.
I want to say thank you to UJA and for actually thinking about Collab project and funding it.
Thank you, UJA. I think that the Collab is it's a very important initiative that will help us as a society to build Israel as a better place.
First of all, I say thank you because it's not something we can take for granted, because we are talking about long process.
Not a lot of our organization like UJA will choose that strategy so that it's long term.
I think the people in the UJA, and they were smart.
I think the message to the UJA would be mainly you started something that's quite important, wonderful, and it's working.
We have a real treasure here.
Thank you very much, UJA.
I want to thank UJA for Collab, for supporting our dream.
I want to say toda rabah to UJA for this wonderful opportunity.